Y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? That's right, young blood, getting paid. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today on this Friday? It's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. That's right. It's Friday. How y'all doing? My name's Kevin. You guys see what it says up here? Nurse, NCLEX coach, talking about study tips, whatever you guys need to do, all that good stuff. Check out thebootnurse.com if you guys need coaching. And I have drill tomorrow. If you don't know what drill is, that's military service stuff. And yeah, that's that. I have strep throat. Well, damn. Stop kissing people. I'm sorry that you got strep throat. You might want to go to the doctor to get that checked. I just passed today. You passed? Yo, shout out to you, CEO Angel of Pain. That's what I'm talking about. You passed? You passed that NCLEX? Which one did you pass? Let everybody know. Everybody go and give her show her some love. Or him, or whoever you are. Show them some love. Congratulations on you passing. I'm happy. I love to see people pass. I love to see it. Love to see it all the time. All right. So today is Friday. What y'all got going on? Today? Let me know where you guys are from. Hey, and if you guys appreciate everything that you guys see, make sure you guys smash that like button. I want all them hearts. All the hearts belong to me. Give them all to me. Hey, so today we're going to, like I said, anytime I jump up on here, we talk about nursing stuff, NCLEX stuff, different study tips. I try to answer all you guys' questions. If you know anybody that needs help with the NCLEX, questions about the NCLEX, try to ease a little bit of nerves and stuff like that. You guys can always follow me on social media. Everything is at The Boot Nurse. If you guys need help, check out thebootnurse.com. And yeah, as you guys see at the last one, is like I have drill tomorrow. I have military stuff to do tomorrow. I did go to the doctor and they gave me meds. Hey, that's what's up. I'm glad. Make sure you get rid of that because we definitely don't want that hanging around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're on those meds. Glad that you're on them. Hey, so, oh man, we got a good bit of people up in here. Hey, y'all let me know where y'all are from. What y'all doing this Friday? Where y'all at in y'all's nursing journey? Are you a nursing student? Are you studying for the NCLEX? Are you somebody who wants to go to nursing school? Are you a brand new nurse trying to get into the field and you want to know where to go? Stuff like that. Hey, let me know down here. Give me them comments. If you guys know any really good study tips for any of the nurses that are on here, make sure you guys drop those study tips down in the comments as well. Sharing is caring. We don't hoard knowledge because knowledge is power. I know fucking Black History Month is over, but Black History is every month, every day. Stop playing with me. All right. Make sure you guys smash that like button. So, yeah. So like I said, I like to come on here and we talk about study tips. Well, I'm a big proponent of time management. Make sure you guys are looking at the time management. Make sure you guys are putting yourself on a schedule if you're one of those people who are studying for the NCLEX. All right. NCLEX is changing April 1st of 2020. Sorry. Look, I got this nice anchor and it actually kind of fits now I think about it because, everybody, you y'all don't know I'm in the Navy. I've been in the Navy for 15 years. I'm hospital corpsman. Been a nurse for 3 years. I'm in the reserves, like I said, and I feel like, this shirt is kind of fitting. Because it's an anchor, not with the bull. Shout out to The Rock, shout out to Dwayne Johnson. You know what I'm saying? So, it kind of fits, and kind of with the criteria that I got going on over there. You studying? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. What are you studying? Hey, make sure when you guys are studying, make sure y'all are taking breaks too. Okay? Remember, because your brain is a machine, and you need to give that machine a break. Okay? So make sure that every time you study, for every hour, give yourself 15 minutes. If you study for 2 hours, give yourself 30 minutes, so on and so forth. So every 50 minutes to an hour, give yourself 15 minutes, all right? 50 minutes, 50, all right? Hey, y'all ever heard of these snacks? These delicious. Hey, these are delicious. I got the birthday cake ones. Hey, if you ain't got these, you're sleeping. All right. Hey, but make sure when you guys are taking your exams, if you're studying for the NCLEX, you don't have snacks. No snacks need to be there at all. No drinks. To the Sprite Zero. Hey, shout out to Sprite Zero. Hey, I don't get sponsored by Sprite. I'm just letting you know. I like Sprite Zeros. So y'all just caught me at the end of a workout. So got to get that workout in because, some had to go to that job today and all that good jazz. So anyways, like I said, we're sitting here. We're talking about nursing stuff. My name's Kevin. I'm the boot nurse. NCLEX coach, corpsman, military. Y'all talk to me about whatever questions y'all got. Talk about study tips, all that good jazz. So last couple of lives I've been doing, we've been talking about, like I said, study stuff. So if there's anything particular you guys want to talk about, you guys just let me know. But if not, I'm going to jump into some of my YouTube videos that are super duper helpful. All right. I did this last time, but I know a lot of people missed out on it. So I'll go back and I'll go through the YouTube videos that could be super helpful for you. Doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter as long as you feel like it's helpful. I passed Wednesday, first time. Hey, congratulations to you. Hey, everybody give, what is that? Is that True 0220? Hey, shout out to you. Congratulations on passing. Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to nursing. But which one did you pass? Did you pass RN? Did you pass LPN? Which one? Let us know. Let us know let everybody know. What's everybody's like? Once you become a nurse, if you just pass, and like, what type of nurse do you want to be? Let us know. You trying to be an ER nurse? You want to do ICU? You want to do operating room? You want to do labor and delivery? PICU? Let us know. Let us know where you want to go. Let's talk about it. A little bit of experience that I've had. I worked in ICU for a year. It was between, I worked in the burn ICU as an intern where they got free labor out of me, but I did that for 6 months when I was still active duty. So that was my very first experience of nursing, period, was working in a burn ICU. I loved every bit of it. It was hard. It was stressful, but we had really good teachers there. And then I worked in a medical and neuro ICU. I did that for like another 6 months, and that was officially my first nursing job. And it was stressful. I didn't like it. I could go into a whole long list of why I didn't like it. If y'all want to know, let me know down in the comments and we could talk about it. So, I did that for another 7 months, and then I left there and I went worked in the PACU for a little bit. For those who know PACU, it's a post-anesthesia, the PACU post-anesthesia recovery unit or whatever. Or we call it the recovery room, wherever. So after they leave the operating room. And then I worked in the OR. So I've been working in the OR for a year now, which is cool. I used to be a surgical tech. I was a surgical tech for about 12 years, not 15 years. So I was already kind of familiar with the operating room. And when I went to the operating room as a nurse, it was a little bit easier of a transition. But every hospital, every operating room is different. So, so I've been working as an OR nurse for the past year. I pretty much know how to, work in most of the specialties. But I specifically hang out in general doing the robot cases and OBGYN. So, all up in the abdomen and taking uteruses. So, are we talking about the RN or LPN NCLEX? They're one and the same. The biggest thing about RN is especially when it comes to delegation, like you need to know who can do what. And as an LPN, you need to know what you do if somebody gives you an assignment, right? So we talk about NCLEX, RN, LPN. Like I said, they're all one and the same. It's all about the delegation of duties and what you can do. So any NCLEX review will mostly tell you that. And then the questions are just worded differently. So, you can't push IV medications. LPNs can't push IV medications. Even though you may be IV certified, NCLEX is not going to ask you that. They're not going to be like, hey, you have a LPN, blah, 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 blah. Can you push IV meds? The answer is no. So we're talking about RN or LPN, NCLEX, either one. Like I said, they're one and the same. Home health agency administrator / owner. That's you? That's what you do? Hey, look at you. Home health. Hey, that's a tough one. For people to go home to home. I do know that there was a big story that just happened. I want to say it was in Washington. I think it was in Washington or in Oregon or something like that, where I guess a nurse went to the person's house, and I guess the grandson shot the nurse. that would have been a no for me. That would have been a no for me, dog. But yeah, that was the latest thing that that I remember about something specifically about home health. So, I give a lot of people I give a lot of people props of going into people's houses and taking care of them, and going into somebody's consider their safe space, and then you generally wanting to take care of somebody, and then somebody shoots you. So I mean, a lot of that stuff is terrible, it's tragic, and yeah, I'm just like not gonna do home health. But shout out to you for having that type of business to provide those continued care to people. Like it's a wonderful thing. That's one thing I do like about informatics is part of the home health strategy is better medical and nursing communication with those patients that can't leave their house. Like through the iPad, through those type of programs and stuff like that. So shout out to you. I'm going to be super transparent. I took the LPN class 10 years ago, and I haven't taken my NCLEX. 10 years ago? Ma'am, you might need a refresher. I want to be a nurse. Any advice? Should I take it over? You're going to have to give me a little bit more context. Like, you took the LPN class as in like the LPN like NCLEX review 10 years ago? Because if it was 10 years ago, like it's probably obsolete, and I would say that you would want to do a refresher. If you're talking about like LPN, if you're talking about LPN, let me see something. Yeah, if you're talking about LPN, like the program, like the LPN nursing school, I don't even know if they'll let you take it. Like that's something that you might have to talk to the board of nursing about. So, if you want to, so here's my thing is that if you want to be a nurse, you have to do your due diligence and you have to look up what you need to do. But like your situation is different. So I'm not really understanding it. But if all that stuff is obsolete, you're going to have to essentially do it all over again. But the first place I would start is your board of nursing. So I live in Texas, so that would be the first spot that I would go because they would be able to look up, if you graduated school, when the last time you took it, so on and so forth. I just failed my NCLEX Wednesday. Now I have to take the new generation NCLEX. That's okay. So here's the thing about the new generation NCLEX. It's not bad. It's not bad. They're still going to have select all that apply. They're still going to have the multiple choice. They're still going to have like the sequential order of like how you do things, like putting on your gloves, gown, mask, gloves, stuff like that. They're still going to have that stuff. The one thing that they're adding is with select all that apply, or the many things that they're adding. One of them, select all that apply. They're now partial credit. The case studies, the drop downs, the fill in the blanks. That's the stuff that they're adding. The biggest thing that they're adding to the NCLEX is so it can help with your critical thinking. And hindsight is 2020 now. Like my critical thinking wasn't great when I was in school. I had a very, very huge content gap because, you learn and you data dump, but you can't data dump because you have to learn it all for the exit exam and you got to be pretty proficient in understanding before you take your NCLEX. So the one thing I will say is don't be afraid of it. If you prepare, just like I said in my video, if nobody has seen my video where I talked about I failed the NCLEX, go to my YouTube channel, thebootnurse.com, the Boot Nurse on YouTube, and you will see it. And you can go to thebootnurse.com, go to blogs, and the very first video it says that I failed NCLEX. And I talk about my story. Okay? So just because you failed the NCLEX doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean anything like that. And if you have to take new generation NCLEX, that's okay. That's the one thing about nursing is that you have to adapt and overcome. Policies change all the time at your job. Things change all the time, so you can adapt. If you start to become a travel nurse, then you're really going to have to adapt, okay? So don't look at that failure as a means to not be successful because tons of successful people out there have failed numerous times. So don't be sad about it. It's okay. Because guess what? You're going to turn around. You're going to figure out what you didn't understand and what you didn't do, and then you're going to improve upon that. Okay? So don't be sad about the new generation NCLEX. Sir, we need help tonight. Want to pick up? Ma'am, absolutely not. Hey, so y'all see her, the emo nurse practitioner? Hey, Jenna, I love you so much. But ma'am, I'm not picking up. So Jenna is a nurse practitioner. Her and I worked in the ICU together. And she wanted me to come pick up. So y'all go ahead and y'all tell her no for me. But y'all go check her out. She posts some funny stuff. That's my goal. I've been doing home health as an LPN for many years. So your goal for home health is to do what? You've been doing home health as an LPN, and now you want to do home health as an RN, or you want to become an RN? I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding, trying to get to people's questions. So, hey, shout out to everybody that just joined. If you just joined, my name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm an NCLEX coach. NCLEX is a licensing exam, talking about study tips, talking about anything that people need to know for NCLEX. If you need mentorship, coaching, guidance, or anything for the NCLEX, check out thebootnurse.com. And check out my other social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, all that good jazz. Oh, and of course, I have drill tomorrow. People that don't know what drill is, that's military duties. I'm in the Navy, been in the Navy for about 15 years. So now I got to go serve my country as a weekend warrior. So I've been in the reserves for 2 years. My first 13 years, almost 14 years was on active duty. So I understand both realms of active duty and reserves. All right. So let's see what else we got on here. Who is messaging me? Let's see. If you guys are finding value, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Give me all them hearts. Somebody gave me a rose the other day, and I was just like, man, what does that mean? Because I'd scroll and I'd see other lives and not really paying attention. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh man, somebody gave me a rose. And then at the end of it, they were just like, hey, you got 50 cents. I'm like, what? Used to be able to put gas with 50 cents. Can't do that no more. So, but yeah, shout out to everybody here. Hey, what questions do you guys have? I like to talk about study tips. I did say that we were going to talk about, I was going to give out those, not videos, but the YouTube channels, essentially, that can help with NCLEX, right? Also, if you guys decide, I do a free coaching session, just to kind of do like an intake to see how you like it, and just to see if you guys want to go any further. That is open to everyone, and all I'm gonna say is that if you feel like you need help or if you feel like you need guidance, you better get it right. You better get it now before it's gone, because at some point it's gonna be gone. So, and it's just like today's prices aren't tomorrow's prices, right? So, like I said, I work in the operating room. Been working there for a year. At some point, I'm going to be working for my CNOR, which is a certified nurse of the operating room. I used to be a surgical tech. I did surgical technology. I actually taught surgical technology. That's another thing too. I was an instructor. Well, I've been an instructor since 2015. So that's what, if I'm math right, that's 8 years. And I've taught a whole bunch of other courses. I actually am an instructor for the trauma nursing core course. Which is, just like it sounds, like, for like traumas. So, yeah, so I'm an instructor for that. It's cool. I enjoy it. So yeah, like I definitely find my passion in teaching, helping, teach other people. All right. So like I said, last time I went over these YouTube channels to help people, if it's not for NCLEX or it's for nursing school. So I feel like, hey, let me just go over those again, and maybe people might, find them beneficial. And if you guys have any tips, tricks, or anything like that could help other people, make sure you guys put them down in the comments. All right. Sharing is caring. We don't hoard knowledge around here. All right. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Just give it all to me. All right. So the first one, nursing.com. Nursing.com actually has a podcast as well. So make sure you guys go over there and check out nursing.com on YouTube. They give out, or they have plenty of videos, especially from the beginning of nursing school, so on and so forth. Of course, they have a website. Is there anybody in here that's used nursing.com? If you have, drop it in the comments. Tell us your experience. And if you use any of these, tell us your experience, okay? The next one, Level Up RN. I know that I've never personally used Level Up RN. I do know that they have a YouTube channel, but I think they're really big and famous off their pharmacology cards. So you can always check them out. I had her on my list of things, and I had her on my list of things, like of subscribers for Level Up RN. And the biggest thing I heard about was the pharmacology card. So if you guys need help with pharmacology and, of course, anything else, and, you're looking for a free route, then there you go. So Level Up RN. Of course, the next one, Registered Nurse RN, Nurse Sarah. Yo, let me tell you, if we all could have given our tuition money to her, we would have. She's like one of the first nurses, I think, ever to have, like, talking about nursing content, get over 1 million subscribers. I think it was over the course of a couple of years. I want to say, maybe she's been doing, I think, YouTube since 2009. And so I want to say in 2019 or 20, she hit 1 million subscribers. So shout out to Nurse Sarah, right? But Registered Nurse RN, of course, her website and, of course, her YouTube. She's always dropping gems, right? Super simple. She has that country accent, like, hey, y'all, it's Nurse Sarah, Registered Nurse RN. Don't tell her I made fun of her country voice. She don't know who the hell I am anyway. But anyway, just know we talking about her stuff, okay? Next one, Simple Nursing, Nurse Mike. I used him while I was studying for NCLEX and while I was in nursing school, especially over pharmacology, because I feel like pharmacology was really a difficult one for me to get through. So yeah, that's what I like. I liked Nurse Mike, and now I want to say his videos are now updated and they're all animated and have a couple of things in them and like really, really helpful. So I'm all about giving free. Gems, because it's stuff that I use. So why would I tell you not to use it? So, and then the next one, Picmonic. I am actually a brand sponsor for Picmonic. I don't talk about stuff. I don't talk about stuff specifically that I don't like. Like if I don't like it, then hey, I'm not going to talk about it. So, Picmonic, like real picture mnemonics, they have everything from, medical terminology all the way up to studying for your NCLEX. So they have a YouTube as well. It's pretty good. It's not bad. You'll actually see me, I want to say on there's 3 videos on Picmonic with me talking about NCLEX and nursing school stuff. So if you want to check out the free stuff that they got going on, go ahead and check that out. All right. Let's look at see what people are dropping in here. My husband will need coaching in NCLEX when he gets here. Okay, cool. If he needs coaching, there's the website right there. The bootnurse.com. I do coaching over there. I'm actually about to drop an NCLEX review. I'm going to be doing it in pieces, so that's also going to be offered. We moving. We moving at a pace, but we still moving. I start school in May. Hey, congratulations. One of the hardest things for people to do is to get into nursing school. So once you're in, hey, push. You got to push. One thing I'll say about when you get into nursing school, when you study in a group, don't be in a big group. Be in a group of about, like, honestly, to include yourself, maybe like 3 people. So a total of like 4, maybe 5 people. And then don't be in any bigger groups than that, because then you start having sidebars, start talking about what you did for the weekend, what dude that you're dating or what guy that you're dating, like, or female, whatever. Like you start to become distracted, right? And the greatest thing about being in a group is, I'll tell you what we did. Like when we had if we had an assignment that we had to do, we would break it all up. And a lot of people feel like this is cheating, but it's not cheating. It's like we would if we had to do group stuff, or if we were studying for cardiac meds or whatever, we would split it up. And then when we would split it up, we'd divide it up evenly, and then we were all responsible for something. And then afterwards, we would make copies for one another, and then we would all have it. So you kind of cut up the work. And I really feel like they do that on purpose so you can work as a team when you are studying for an exam. Because so many people, there were so many people in my program that wanted to be individuals and not want to be, a part of the group, that they were just like, nah, I figured it out. You had to figure it out. And no lie, every single person that did that failed out of nursing school. Everyone. So teamwork, right? Now, I'm not saying pull all the weight for the entire team, but, work smarter, not harder. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Peace be with you. Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't know. Did I miss you? Did I forget something? KG, we are both HMs and nurses. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What is that? STOR means the font like you. I don't know what that means. What did I miss? Did I say something? Say something I forget. H-Town. Hey, you just right down the street. Right down the street. 3 hours right down the street. So I take mine in 2 weeks. Any tips already using Kaplan and UWorld? If you're already using Kaplan and UWorld, to be honest, like that's kind of overkill. Honestly, I probably would have just stuck with Kaplan, unless it depends on which Kaplan package that you bought. Like if you bought the one that has the NCLEX channel and all the content videos, then I think you probably wouldn't have needed UWorld. If you don't have a content gap, UWorld is probably perfect because it's just a test bank with rationales, which is cool too. My tips for you, I don't know exactly what you've been doing, but of course, treat your study area like the testing center. So no food, no drinks, no phone. Like put all that stuff like out of your reach. Like you don't need to have any of it. And then, of course, give yourself optimal breaks when you're studying. Create that endurance for the exam. Remember, the exam is a minimum of 75 questions, a maximum of 145. So you need to be able to sit for as long as possible going through your exam without taking a break. And another thing is, like, let's just say you take a break at like question 40. Once you take a break at question 40, don't touch your exam. Leave it there, because if you take a break when you actually take your exam, the time keeps going. So kind of practice like you play. Okay. I said something about having a good support system. I mean, you're using two really good, good reviews that are out there, in the nursing realm right now. So I think you have it as a bit of overkill, but I think you're fine. If there's anything specific you want to know, of course, please ask it. I hope that was able to answer for you. Can you work with the insurance company as a new grad? So so that just depends. Most of these insurance companies want you to have at least a year to 2 years of experience working as a nurse. Doesn't say specifically where you work. Doesn't say you need to work med-surg. Doesn't say you need to work in the ICU. Doesn't say that you need to work in a clinic. It just says that you need to have years of experience. Here's the one thing I will say is apply. What's the worst thing that somebody could say to you? The worst thing that they could say is no. That's the worst thing that anybody could say to you. Okay. So apply. I told a girl who had been a nurse for like 5 or 6 months, and she applied at, an insurance company, and she got the job. So now she works remote. She works, remote doing nursing stuff. I mean, that was 6 months of experience, but, especially when they said they want a required of 2 years. I mean, it just depends. And if you know somebody, hell, even better. Do I do NCLEX questions? I mean, I can pull up some NCLEX style questions and we can talk about them. I am still trying to figure out like if I could like put it on the background, and my goal is I want to put it up here and I want y'all to answer, and then we'll answer it. We'll go through it together, but I'm going to figure that out. We can go through questions and, we can make some stuff work. I know a bunch of people have been asking me if I could do questions. So I'm definitely going to start doing questions, and I'm going to start doing content, bringing you guys some value. Okay. If you guys are just joining me, my name is Kevin. I'm an RN. I've been an RN for almost 3 years. I'm an NCLEX coach. I'm in the Navy. We're talking about study tips, taking the NCLEX. If you know anyone, or if you need coaching, mentoring for, the nursing field, getting into nursing school itself, especially the NCLEX, and then, becoming a brand new nurse and where to start, I am your guy, thebootnurse.com. I have 1 hour free coaching, and then, it kind of takes off from there. So if you have any questions about any of that, just go and check out that website. And down here at the bottom, I have drill tomorrow. So I got to go play Navy tomorrow. That should be fun, right? So you passed yesterday's second try. Who said that? Said that. Q Corners. Hey, shout out to you. Hey, congratulations to Q Corners for passing their exam. What'd you take? The RN? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Congratulations to you. All right. So now, welcome to the shit show. No, I'm just kidding. But welcome to nursing. All right. And you passed it on your second try. So I can only assume that you figured out where you kind of where you had a deficit, and you were able to kind of pick that up, and you were able to conquer your exam, and now you're an RN. So once again, congratulations to you. Okay. Yeah, that makes me happy. That makes me so happy. I'm going to eat one of these birthday cake bites. See these right here? Because they're delicious. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys are finding value, make sure you guys smash that like button, at least for the birthday cake bites. You know what I'm saying? I live in Texas. We got HEB here, the best grocery store on the planet. The best grocery store on the planet. So if you guys have any questions about that, go to your local HEB. So we'll continue talking about some other good YouTube channels. Another one is Khan Academy. Khan Academy is really, 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 really good for nursing school. Really good. And it's really good for prereqs. So when I was in anatomy and physiology, 1 and 2, I used Khan Academy on YouTube. It was great. Loved every bit about it. Every bit about it. Ninja Nerd. So here's 3 of them. Ninja Nerds, Osmosis, and MedCram. First about MedCram. MedCram is ran by a doctor, and he talks about medications, but he also talks about, the current events that are going on. Some of his biggest videos are about COVID-19. Pretty good. Osmosis, picture, like a video that explains. I'm over here trying to use a big word, explanatory, but really a visual and colorful type of stuff. And Ninja Nerds is essentially the same exact thing. They talk about nursing school content. Then you have Tony Farm D. He talks all about medications, from cardiac meds, neurological meds, respiratory meds, diabetic medications, all those good ones. So he gets really, really into them. Amoeba Sisters, that's really good for NCLEX. Really, really good for NCLEX. That's another good one to check out. And then you have Nursing Camp, another one for NCLEX. Med Simplify, that's a good one for nursing school. And then you have Crash Course, but specifically Crash Course Anatomy and Physiology, good course. And then, of course, Mark Klimick. I remember last time I was on here, and people told me Mark Klimick died, and I about had a heart attack. I'm going to need for y'all not to do me like that, all right? Mark Klimick is also another great one for NCLEX. Of course, he has the most pirated audios, I'm going to say on the planet, but I'll say the most pirated audios for the NCLEX review in the nursing world, okay? Newsflash, he is still alive. I actually went to Mark Klimick's actual review back in 2019. It was a great review. It wasn't one that he did. It was one that one of his partners did for him, and it was great, and it was enjoyable. It was probably one of the best $350 that I spent, and I actually have the yellow book somewhere over here. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, I have pants on. I know some people be doing these lives, and they don't wear pants, so, weird. But yeah, you can tell I've had it for a while because it's faded, because custom is faded. But yeah, there's that. So, and Mark K. What about Mark K? Mark K is the man. He retired in 2021, so that's something that's I'm sad about. Maybe he's just doing the reviews, or he's in his 70s now, so he's kind of just chilling. So pretty sure he ain't trying to go nowhere. His life is exactly where he wants it to be. So another good website called Purpose. What is it called? Let me see. Make sure I say this right, even though I know it's in my notes. It is purposegames.com. A really, really good website. Purposegames.com. I wrote a little blurb for it, so let's see what it says. It provides free games to help you memorize tips. It has timed lab exams, and you can sign up for a free account and make your own quiz. I mean, if you're all about free and trying to save a little bit of money for yourself, then hey, there's a free website for you to have it in a game form. When it comes to you at least memorizing things, kind of play around with it and see if it works for you. Of course, Picmonic has the same exact thing, to where it's really good. It's really good for pharm and A&P and micro and medical terminology and all that good stuff. So definitely check those out. Check those out as well. Of course, nurselab.com and nursehub.com. If you're a nursing student and you're trying to figure out how to do those damn horrendous care plans, those archaic ass pieces of paper, then yeah, that's where you learn it right there. Especially when you're trying to figure out the nursing diagnosis. It's weird. Once the nursing diagnosis like finally sinks in, you're gonna be like, huh. Well, that shouldn't be that hard. I mean, you associate it with pretty much what's going on in the body. I'll be like, okay, ineffective tissue perfusion. Okay, that's anything with circulation damn near, right? So definitely check out those two. Oh, and there's another one called Your Best Grade. I actually did a video, or not a video, but I talked about it in a live webinar with Picmonic, and we were talking about Your Best Grade. So you get free practice exams there. So go over there and try them out. Try your luck and see how much you like it. You get free practice exams. There's another one called Apricad or Apricade. I don't know. Apricad.com. You get different types of learning methods like videos, handouts, flashcards, tests, and of course it's free. Free 99. Free 99 because that's what y'all want. All right. So definitely check those out. I mean, it doesn't hurt to go look them up, right? It doesn't hurt at all. So, hey, if you're just joining, my name is Kevin. I'm an RN. I've been an RN for almost 3 years. I work specifically in the operating room. I'm an NCLEX coach, and we're talking about study tips for the NCLEX specifically, but we could talk about anything nursing. You know, y'all let me know where y'all are in your journey, and we could talk about it and like how you can move forward. If you need coaching for the NCLEX, for nursing, or for anything of that nature, thebootnurse.com, go ahead and check it out. I have military duty tomorrow, so it should be fun. Who knows, I might just do a live tomorrow in my uniform. Apparently people want to see that, so weird. I might just do a live tomorrow while I'm in my unit, so everybody could just be like, oh, hey, what's going on? Being weird, so. All right. Let's see. What else we got going on out there? What else we got going on? Let's see what's going on. Current events. We can see what's going on with current events. So one good website I like to tell people to look at is nurse.org. Nurse.org has damn near everything that you could ever want. There always seems like it's up to date on the articles that they drop. And they always give out really, really good information. So let's see. Because they be dropping them gems. What does it say? So one of the last articles they put out here where it says 2,000 nurses reveal the realities of nursing in 2023. I'm actually kind of curious to know about that one. But then let's see. It says while 60% of nurses love being a nurse, 62% are concerned about the future of nursing. Overall, nurses are doing better than in 2021, but they're still reporting high levels of burnout, mental health suffering, and lack of support. That is a very, very true statement. One of the big reasons that I left one of the three reasons, honestly, why I left the ICU was those three reasons. I was burnt out. It's a mental health it's a huge deal, and the lack of support. Like I'll keep it all the way 100 with y'all. Like I didn't have you don't have the support. You don't feel like you have the support that you need. Or at least I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed while I was working in the ICU. Not all hospitals are created equally. So that's one thing I'm going to tell everybody. Hey, I know I only got 3 people in here, but if you're a new nurse and you're trying to go work somewhere, go to a level 1 trauma facility. Go to a level 1 trauma facility. Get your experience there. You know, you have residents, you have, all those different, things. Usually the level 1 hospitals, they get all the new toys and gadgets first because they're state and federally funded. These private hospitals, not so much. However, private hospitals do look nice, but the level 1 trauma facilities, that's where you want to go. But yeah, I definitely was burnt out working there. The mental health was suffering terribly because I was working during COVID. And, I was working during COVID, and I mean, I had a patient, we had like 5 on average. It felt like it was like 4 or 5 patients that died a day, so there's that. 39% of nurses feel, dissatisfied with their current job, but this varies based on education level and specialty. So, LPNs and RNs get treated differently. LPNs are nurses. So, you're dissatisfied at your job, or they'll force you to go get your BSN when you're an ADN or ASN nurse, or you get treated differently. Oh, you're a 2-year nurse. Most of the time, people don't know that. It just facility based. But Honestly, it all just depends. 91% of nurses believe the nursing shortage is getting worse, and 79% report that their units are inadequately staffed. 100%. When I worked in my ICU, it wasn't out of the ordinary for you to have 2 vented patients and then they would give you a 3rd walkie-talkie or a 4th walkie-talkie. As a brand new nurse, when you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on in one room, they end up giving you a dying patient and then they were just like, hey, it's cool, you got it. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding? So it's not even a nursing shortage. It's a nursing disrespect thing. But anyways, we can go into that all the time. But trust me, every unit, damn near almost every unit, suffers from it. What does it say? 55% of nurses saw a pay increase in the past year. However, 75% of nurses still feel underpaid. That's because 75% of the nurses are still underpaid. Right? So, let's say you work in the ICU and you work as a brand new nurse and you're only making, we'll say, $25 to $30 an hour. That's like $50,000 a year, around $50,000 a year if you work a full, 40 hours or whatever. Like that's it. Like that's exactly like where you are. And when it comes to income, right? I know people that are not RNs that still work in I have a buddy of mine who's a first assist. He's a first assist surgical assistant, and he makes way more money than me. Way more money. So, it all just depends. That's why you see nurses that leave. That's why you see nurses that leave the hospital and they end up going to travel. And I know nurses who have traveled, and I know people are going to talk about, oh, travel nursing is dead. Those contracts aren't out there. Let me tell you something. 20 minutes ago, I got an email from some recruiter saying that they're paying OR nurses $85 an hour. I want to say it was like in Iowa for a 13-week contract. Hey, if you're young and if you're single, hey, the moment you get this experience, you better take your ass on. You better stop playing. Or if you have a family, summer vacations coming up, like you could actually go take a 3-month contract somewhere, get an RV and drive there, take your family with you, or, during the summer, go somewhere where it's warm, but take a 13-week contract. So it's a vacation for them and a vacation for you. So work can be fun or, however, you know what I mean? So there's different ways to get up out here. There's different ways for you to get out here. So that's one of them. Like, it's like, 2,000 nurses. That's a bit of the reality of like what's happening right now. So this isn't to scare all the new nurses. This is just the reality of it. Like, hey, you want to be a nurse. You love it. No one's ever going to take that away from you, but you got to realize the realities of what you're coming into. And, hopefully somebody like me and all these other nurses that are out here can help you navigate through that. All right. So that's one of them. Sorry if y'all hear my son. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's almost a year old and he just cries about everything. I've been trying to get him to stop, but he don't listen to me. What damn 1-year-old is going to listen, right? So, so there's that. Let's see what else is going on. Nurses react to California ending vaccine and mask mandate. Hey, let me know how y'all feel about that one, right? Because my hospital was making us wear masks, and then we were the only hospital in the whole damn city, it seemed like, that they were making wear masks. I guess it doesn't really bother me because I wear a mask all the time. I wear a mask all day, every day, because I work in the operating room, because we have sterile fields. We have all these sterile instruments and these drapes and all this other good stuff, because we're invading the patient's space, cutting into their body. So, got to make sure you cover up all the yuckiness that comes out of your mouth. Especially all this shit talking. I set myself up for that. Anyway, so how do you guys feel about that? Because now a bunch of these other places are kind of getting in trouble for forcing a mandate in regards to the COVID vaccine. So, this is a healthy space. I don't need TikTok trying to be in like, hey, he's talking about this. I can't see the C word because then it's going to be, hey, go check your information down at the blah, 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 blah. Say the website again. Which one? Which website? Talking about nurse.org? Where you can go find all these articles and information. They give away a plethora of information on there. So you can go check out nurse.org. They got a whole bunch on there for you. So, but this one specifically that I'm looking at is talking about nurses react to California ending vaccine and mask mandate. So there's that. We'll go over that one here in a second. Hey, if you're just joining me, my name's Kevin. I'm a nurse. I'm an NCLEX coach. If you don't know what the NCLEX is, it's the licensing exam for nurses to get their license. Talking about LPN or LVNs or RNs. So we're talking about study tips. Right now, we're kind of talking about current events. Earlier, I gave YouTube channel, the YouTube channels that could be super duper helpful for you, as well as a couple of other websites. If you need coaching on on nursing, specifically the NCLEX, on how to conquer that, especially for the NCLEX changing on April 1st, abootnurse.com. You can get an hour of free coaching. Talking about your journey and how best you want to go forth. You better get it while it's there. All right. And of course, I have drill tomorrow. I'm in the military. I'm in the reserves. I've been in the Navy for about 15 years, or a little over 15 years. It'll be 16 in September. Almost 14 years of that was on active duty, so I have a good understanding of, both active duty and the reserve side. So yeah, I get to go play Navy. Tomorrow and Sunday. So, and one of my guys that's in my unit, he's in here right now. I'm trying to be a creep, trying to stare at me being a weirdo. So there's that. Hey, if you guys are finding value, make sure you guys smash that like button. Give me all the love. Give me all the hearts. I want you to spam that like button because you like me. All right? And I got a haircut today. Hey, you see these? So, never mind. Anyways, forget I did that.
I'm giving tips on easy things you can do to help the planet. Try asking, "Hey Siri, what can I do to save the Earth?"
First of all, ain't nobody talking to you. See what I'm saying? AI just be listening to everything. I'm not even gonna lie, that scared the shit out of me. So, this article says the state, once known for having some of the most strict restrictions in regards to COVID-19, will now no longer require masks to be worn indoors, even in high-risk settings. Additionally, California will no longer be mandating the COVID-19 vaccine for healthcare workers, and anyone who tests positive for the virus will have to reduce isolation time as well. Sorry, California. I'm pretty sure most of y'all who are in California are just like, yes, I ain't got to wear that stupid mask anymore. What else does it say? All changes will go into effect April 3rd. Hey, look at that. The Rona policy goes into effect on the 3rd of April, and the new NCLEX changes on April 1st. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. Okay. It says all changes will go into effect April 3rd. The move follows other states like Oregon and Washington, which also lifted the mask mandate in healthcare settings. Nursing organizations are voicing their concerns of the state's decision. Kathy Kennedy, an RN and president of CNA, called the move an attack on frontline healthcare workers, adding that nurses and other healthcare workers will now face the greatest risk of COVID-19 infection, reinfection, and longer COVID. So here's the thing. It's not being mandated that you wear a mask. But you still have the choice to wear a mask. You can. I work in the operating room. Our hospital, for patients to come into the pre-op area, they're not required to wear a mask, at all. Some of my patients that come in, they wear masks. Some of them don't. So it all just depends. It just depends on them, right? So if you're in California, hey, let me know how you feel about that. And just know you always have a choice to wear a mask. If you have your own N95, wear it. If they have, regular masks at work, wear it. You don't have to not wear them. Your safety is paramount. Okay? I can tell you right now, when I worked in the ICU and that third wave of COVID came, it took out the whole unit. No lie. Took out the whole unit. That shit was crazy. So what material is good for RN HESI exams? Whoo! We talk about the HESI. First of all, the HESI is terrible. HESI is just like ATI. It's terrible. So they, usually when you get a HESI book, and I'm pretty sure if you had HESI, you have that Elsevier book or whatever it might be. They have an online portion of it to where you can answer the questions and do all that stuff. So when I was studying for my HESI, especially it was transitions or leadership or whatever it was called. That's the book that I used. It was the HESI book that it came with, but I used the online portion. And most of the reasons why I tell people to use the online version of of the book is because it gets you into the rhythm of what the exams are going to look like. There's no exam that's on paper. Like, your school exams aren't on paper. Your NCLEX is damn sure not on paper. It hasn't been on paper, I think, like since the 90s. I kind of want to ask my computer, but she scared me earlier, so I don't know why she started talking on her own. But anyways, but yeah, I would definitely say like that online version of your book that has the questions and the answers in the back. Great. Another good source that I can think of off the top of my head is Picmonic. So if you buy Picmonic, which I think you can get it as cheap as like $4 a month or something like that, with whatever the upfront cost is, it breaks it down monthly. But they actually have like the Hesse book broken down. Let me see if I can pull it up. But they actually have the Hesse book broken down with like study material, Q&A, and I believe they put questions and answers in there too. So let's see. And then if it pulls up, I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. All right, let's see. So let's see. If we go to home, and then let's go to browse, and then let's put in books. So they have the Saunders books in here. They may not have a Hesse book in here, but they have a lot of the MedSurg books in here. Same exact MedSurg book that I used. No, I guess not. I guess they don't. You can actually request for them to put a book on here too. Oh no, there it goes. I found it. But it's based off of those different areas like fundamentals, pharmacology, circulatory, like everything that you would need to know. So I would definitely check out Picmonic, and they actually have like the sections and stuff broken down. Level 1 will build that character. Yeah, it will. It legit will. The included 30% of the NGN on RN Hesse, but understand is not graded. I'm confused and very anxious. And include 30% of the NGN or on. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying that your Hesse exam is worth 30% of your grade. I'm assuming that's what you're saying, because that's what the Hesses do. Like, they'll make the Hesse like 30%. I remember I was in nursing school and I had A's. I had like a 95, and then I would take a Hesse and I would never do well on them, and I would fall below the standard of passing the Hesse. So my grade would go from like a 95 to no BS to like an 84. And in my school, anything below like an 84 or an 82 was considered a C. I was just like, bro, I'm just trying to fucking pass. Like, but y'all want to be over here and treat shit that's 30%. Like, it's ridiculous. So I would give you I would say that freaking, I would check out Picmonic. Okay, here, I'll show you right here. Let's see if I can turn this thing around. Oh, I just like my own stuff. Okay, whatever. See how I can turn this thing around. Flip camera. Here, let me turn this off. Give me a sec, y'all. Give me a second. Effect. Let's turn it off. All right. So, here, let me bring this down. So, right here. Right? I don't know if you can see it. So if you go back to browse, right, if you get onto Picmonic, this is what it looks like, right? So then you want to go over to browse, and then under, like, in Picmonic, I actually did a review about Picmonic. You guys can go check it out over at my YouTube channel. But down here, they have a bunch of stuff that's broken down. So let's just say, all right, so let's just say here you are. You want to study for freaking Hesse right here. So right here it has, fundamentals, pharmacology, cardiovascular, respiratory, so on and so forth. And it has the things broken down. So let's say, for example, I don't know where you are in your nursing journey in regards to HESI, like for your exit or for whatever the exam is. Let's look at cardiovascular, right? So I know for mine, when I was taking my exam, the cardiovascular system was hard, and it was like one of my first exam, and I was like, bro, why do y'all hate me so much, right? So go here, look at that EKGs and cardiac enzymes. So we can click on there, and it hasn't broken down. So here's the parts of the EKG, or ECG interpretations: sinus Brady, sinus tach, a flutter, torsades, torsades de points, or point tests, however you want to pronounce it. And then you can either do it in quiz or you can do it in play. I'll show you guys what it looks like in play. So here's just another, these are mine. Y'all don't need those. So I'm going to show you what it looks like real quick. And then you hit play. And then let's turn up the volume so you guys can hear it if it lets me. Let's do this.
P-pole vault represents electrical conduction between the atria. The P wave is normally upright and lasts between 0.06 to 0.12 seconds, and there should be one P wave for every QRS complex. P waves represent atrial depolarization, shown by the atrial discharge of electricity. An abnormal P wave may be caused by a disturbance of conduction within the atria. Next, we have the QRS complex, shown by the Queen's rocket ship complex. The QRS complex measures ventricular depolarization, shown by the ventricular discharge of electricity. A normal QRS complex is less than 0.12 seconds. Disturbances in conduction in bundle branches or the ventricles disrupt a normal QRS complex. Then we have the T wave, shown by the T trophy. The T wave represents ventricular repolarization, illustrated by the ventricular recharging. A normal T wave is upright and lasts 0.16 seconds. A tall, peaked, or inverted T wave may be caused by electrolyte imbalances, ischemia, or myocardial infarction. So to review, parts of an ECG include the P wave, which represents atrial depolarization, the QRS complex, where ventricular depolarization occurs, and the T wave, for ventricular repolarization.
And that's what that will look like, right? So, you can always go back and this, that, and the third. So, I mean, like I said, like if you want to use it, this is a really good route too. Like they have all different types of different things that you can learn here. It tracks everything, so on and so forth. So if you're one of those who's trying to study for HESI, I wish I would have had this in school. Maybe I would have, done a lot better on those exams. But yeah, like I would definitely check out. Picmonic, because especially if you're trying to do the HESI for sure. Like it can definitely come in handy. Definitely come in handy. All right. Let's see what's going on right here. Hopefully that answered your question. So once again, if you guys are joining me, my name is Kevin. I'm an RN. I go by the boot nurse. I'm an NCLEX coach. We're talking about, study tips. I just showed somebody one of the many different things that you can use to study for NCLEX or even while you're in nursing school. So if you need help, you need coaching or anything like that, check this out. The bootnurse.com. I do coaching over there. Go ahead and you can get you a free 1 hour session with me to help you set out your goals and see where you want to go from there. I have drill this weekend. People are like, I don't know what that is. Well, military duties. So I get to go play Navy for 2 days with big weather. Y'all see Big Weather in there. He's in my unit too. So it's cool. We're gonna have an all right time this weekend. So but yeah, if you guys are finding value, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. I want you to spam that like button. Let me know what's up. So there's that. Any questions? You guys got any questions about anything? Guys, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know where you are in your nursing journey. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. We were talking about current events. We were talking about YouTube channels that are super helpful. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. So if you guys got any questions about anything, drop them in the comments. If you guys got any, if you guys have any like study tips or study material or websites or videos that could be super helpful for people, drop them in the comments as well. Sharing is caring. We don't want to hoard any knowledge like that, What the hell is this? Let's see what's going on. Man, I've been doing this for an hour already. Usually I sit on here for a while until about 10. So I'm actually working on a couple of lectures as well. If you guys want me to start doing questions, I can do questions. We can do them together. If you guys want to start, doing lessons, we can do lessons together. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what's up. Let me know what y'all want to do. So another thing we should talk about is, when people are studying, like how it's best for them to study. I always tell people to put themselves on a strict schedule. I'm a very regimented person. So one of the things that I did is I printed out a calendar. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go to see where it says I pass NCLEX in 60 questions, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I printed out a calendar. I wrote on that calendar, one day study content, another day do a 75 to 150 question quiz. And I did that off and on for 2 months. And, I passed my NCLEX in 60 questions. The reason why it was 60 questions is because it was right around COVID and they took those 15 research questions away. So at an hour and 5 minutes, poof, I passed it, right? But it didn't come without that heartache of me not being successful like my first 3 times on it. So I taken that exam 3 times. I talk about that all the time. I'm very open about talking about me failing. I've had people flat out tell me that they would never want me to be their nurse because I failed the exam 3 times. And I'm just like, okay, cool. That exam does not determine the type of nurse that you're going to be. Only you can do that. Only you can determine what type of nurse you're going to be. Like either you're going to suck or you're not. Either you're going to learn how to, be a better nurse and entail to be a better person to take care of somebody, or you're not, But the exam doesn't determine. It gives you a very basic baseline of nursing. The bread and butter will come when you start working. Trust and believe me. Your first year of nursing is going to be a really big eye-opener. It is a consistent learning basis for everything. It is consistent learning all the time. And I try to tell people that. You're always going to be learning something when it comes to nursing. And that's why I call myself a boot nurse, because the term boot in the military means that you know nothing about nothing. Because we go to basic training or boot camp, as we call it. And, we learn our basics about being in the military, and then it comes, with time. And then even when it comes with time, I've been in the Navy 15 years and I'm still a boot. I don't know everything. I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything, right? It's always a consistent learning when it comes to anything in life. But if you're trying to be a nurse, it is a consistent journey of learning. Best believe that. All right. So let's see. What else? What else y'all want to talk about? So I know I was talking about the strict schedule. One thing is when you are making your strict schedule, I like to call it reverse engineering. So go ahead and grab that calendar. Let's say you take your exam on the 31st of March. And on the 31st of March, you put NCLEX, and then you work your way backwards. So the 30th of March, you need to put do nothing, relax, have a relaxation day. You don't need to be breaking open that book, because in reality, if you've been studying like you say you've been doing, if you don't know it by then, you don't know it at all. Remember that this exam is not about memorization. It's all about familiarization. There are some things that you do have to memorize, like lab values, have to know them, like cranial nerves, you have to know them. You need to know that cranial nerve, whatever, is based off of this, right? But when it comes to everything else, it's just you need to be able to it needs to pop out at you like a specific word, beta blockers or calcium channel blockers, or whatever those meds are. They need to pop out at you and be like, oh, Prills. Oh, that does this, the signs and symptoms of this, blah, blah. Oh, okay, cool. So now I know exactly what direction I need to go. Okay. You do nothing the day before the exam. And then the day before your relaxation day is, you brush up, it's a little bit of light studying that day, maybe until 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then, I'm not saying call it quits, but put the book down. And now it's time for you to just relax. All right. So calendar, 75 question to 150 question quiz, content, so on and so forth. All right. The NCLEX Next Gen I heard was not a huge change, only 40%. Yeah, it's not a huge change. It's not a huge change like at all. The standards for passing are going to be the same. It's still an adaptive test. They're still going to have multiple choice. They're still going to have select all that apply. They're still going to have the picture where you point or where you click on for the pictures and hey, where is the suction control chamber on the chest tube? Click and point and put the X. They're still going to have those. The biggest thing that they're adding to it are the fill in the blanks with the drop down menus. They're adding case studies, and they're adding highlights. So if I give you a whole paragraph of a case study, they want to know what are the most important things in this case study. Of course, the patient's age, their past medical history, their vital signs, their signs and symptoms that they are displaying to you. So the NCLEX isn't that really big of a change. The thing about it is I'm pretty sure a bunch of people's professors are just you want to get NCLEX, you want to pass in 75 questions, the NCLEX is changing, it's not a joke. I wish that nursing schools would not put such a scare tactic on the NCLEX. People are you only want to take this exam one time. What if you only want to take it one time? Hey, that's great. But what if you don't? What if you felt like you were prepared but you didn't know? So hindsight's 20/20, right? So there's not a big change for the NCLEX. They're adding more of the critical thinking aspect that you would need to know when you're on the floor or when you're working in a hospital or doing anything like that. You need to know, or when they're coming into the ER, or let's just say they come into your urgent care, or they came into your clinic.